Yo, what up, what up? This is your boy King Series, straight from PC Home Beat. Yes, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how I mix and master this song. Yeah, so without wasting my time, let's just get into the video. But then, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and you like this video and also comment down there. Okay, so without wasting my time, let's just get into the video. Okay, so this is just a song. I did play the beat. If you listen to my previous video before this one, I did play the beat and I was just at the studio and I said, let me just write something to wait and see. I tried singing and this is how it came about. So let me just play the beat for you so that you could actually know that it's already a beat. Okay, so listen to the beat. Okay, so for the beat mixing, I didn't do too much on it, you get it, because I know the sound that I selected was actually good and okay, so I didn't do too much on it. So the kick, I have nothing on the kick except that I'm just sidechaining it to the bass over here and just sidechaining it to the bass. That's the only thing I have on the kick. And for the what sound is this? Yes, the clap, this clap, you can see nothing is on it because it sound okay. And this one too, nothing is on it, but I just pan it to the left side a little bit. You get it? Yes, this sound too, nothing is on it. Nothing is on my drums. Yes, this sound too, I just pan it to the right a little bit. Yes, yes. And this. Okay, yeah, let me finish with this part. Yes, and this effect too, nothing is on it. Everything is just sounding okay because I think the sound I selected was okay for me, so I didn't do too much of putting too much plugins and everything on it over doing things. You get it? Yes, and this is the shaker, nothing on it, just to tweak the volume and make sure that it matches up with the rest. And for my melody, so for this is what I just put on it. I had an EQ, cut the low ends, and I put a reverb on it. Yes, and I made sure I have the room size to be small like this for me because I wanted it to be at the center a little bit, not too wide. Yes, and I have a delay on it, which I do my settings, my timing at 4. Then I just tweak the volume of it, the feedback. So these are the effects. So without the effect on this sound, this is how it sound. And with the effect on it, you can actually hear that it pushes it back a little bit and you can hear the delay after you just pause it or anything else. And for this sound, nothing is actually on it, but I just push it, make it a stereo on this part. If you look down here, yes, I push it. If you bring it to this side, the stereo. If you put it to the other side, it's mono. So I just made it stereo. And for this sound, I just put stereo shaper on it just to make it stereo too. So let me just look at the sound. Okay, this part. Yes, but in a beat you can't actually hear it well because I just brought it down a little bit, so you can't hear it well, but the sound and make the song dope. Yeah, and for this sound, so for this we have EQ on it, cutting the low ends and putting a reverb on it just to shape it and give it spaces for the other frequencies to pass through. And I pan it to the left side. Yes. Okay, for this sound, I didn't do anything on it. Yes. So this sound is actually here. Yes. And for the bass, yes, as I said earlier on, I just sidechain it and make sure I tweak it to the volume level. Nothing else. So the next thing is this sound. I call the low ends and put a reverb on it, and make sure I tweak the volume around this part, you get it, and also make sure the size was supposed to be in the center for me. That's how I wanted it to be. So and I have some rollings at the end of it. So if you just watch the previous video, you can actually see what I did inside the beat, how I played it and everything. So let's go into the vocal mixing over here. So let's listen to it, some part of it. I'm not going to play all of them, some part of it, and maybe after we are done, I can start all over for you, because we are doing mixing and also mastering, so time factor, you get it, so that I can export it at a very fast rate. Other than that, the size is going to be too long to be uploaded. Okay, too big to be uploaded, not too long. Okay, so let's listen to some part of it. This loop part. Don't know what to do. Cool down, don't ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. The follow you like common sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Cool down, don't ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. The follow you like common sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Yeah, you go to know what to do. Yeah, so if we listen to it without the beat, this is what we are having. Cool down, don't ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like common sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Cool down, don't ask God questions. So on it, I have auto tune on it for the start. You know how I do my mixes if you have been following me. Yes, and this is how I did tune the voice around 10, and I make sure I humanize it not to sound robot. Yes, and the key is C and C major. Yes, so after the auto tune, the C1 gate here is to block those kind of background noises, you get it, so that if your room is not treated properly for recording and all those stuff, those background noises and yes, it will just get away for you with, if not completely away, but it can block it and make it seem good if your room is not treated. So that's that for this vocal. So and then I just created the group for it. I didn't just put everything straight on it, because for CPU purposes and other stuff, you have to make sure you are managing everything here. So this is how I did EQ it. So this is the EQ settings for it. Yes, so if I'm supposed to mute everything here, with the exception of my auto tune and my C1 gate, this is how it sound raw. Don't know what to do. Cool down, don't ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like. So if I put the EQ on it, this is how it sound now. Like common sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Cool down, don't ask God questions. So some of the low parts just vanishes. It gets off and makes the mixes look clean. You get it? The sound look cleaner than it is before. What to do. Cool down, don't ask God questions. With the EQ on it. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow. So I call the low part around 113 Hz, and I'm just cutting those bad frequencies which were not making the thing sound okay for me. You get it? So the next one is compressor. I use this compressor just to compress it. I love CLA2 gate and R compressor, and it depends on what I think sounds okay for me. You get it? You don't have to be using one-way stuff and each and every day, because sometimes you just have to be dynamic and see how things sound for you. Okay, so with a compressor on it, this is how it sounds. Follow you like common sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Cool down, don't ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like common sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Yes, and I've been telling you, know the work of the compressor, just to make sure that the dynamic range matches up well, where the part which is lower plays at the same volume level or even level with the part playing very loud. You get it? Because whenever you are recording or talking, you don't talk at the same level. You are not a machine. Yes, so the compressor helps us to do that. And some people too can just cut them and make sure they set up those volume level before they compress. It depends on how your dynamic range is. If it's too much wide, the low part and the higher part is too much wide, then you have to go by that way. So if it is just normal and you just need a little compression on it, then you just do that, just to make sure it fits with the beat and everything. So the next thing is de-esser. You know, the de-essing is taking away our sibilances and everything. So with the de-esser on it,
you know what to do, cool down, do as God follow you like.
You get it? So when it gets, that is why I really love this de-esser, because you can actually detect it if you are cutting too much or not with this. Yes.
Big thing.
And that part I did love it. So after de-essing, I put another compressor on it because it wasn't so tight for me when I listened it together with the beat. So I put this compressor on it again, and this is how it sound. This from far filter. So I make sure the threshold is around -24. Then my ratio is already 4 there. I didn't touch the ratio, but I touched the attack, the release, and also the threshold. And I left my gain at auto. Yes. So with the this compressor on it, this is how it sounds.
You know what to do, cool down, do ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like all men sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Cool down, do ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessing.
You get it? Okay. So the next one too is my EQ. Yes, I used this EQ just to cut some of the low ends again, because I wasn't feeling the way it was sounding. It was sounding too muddy for me.
You know what to do.
And without the
cool
EQ,
down, do ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like all men sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing. Cool down, do ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings.
Yep. And the next thing is I put another de-esser on it just to tape some of the sibilances again. Yes, because I felt it was too much, and I didn't want to use one de-esser to do all the work. Two can help. Yes.
They follow you like all men sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing.
Okay. So the last thing is my reverb. You know how I create the reverb? You just have to do a send. If you like, you can just put it straight on it, but this time around me, I do a send on it. So this is the settings for the reverb, and I've showed you how to calculate your reverb settings and everything. So after calculating, and I put it on it, so I chose plate, and this is how it sound, the reverb.
10. You don't know what to do. Cool down, do ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like all men sense. Wait, you can see you be the next big thing.
And the next one is my delay. You get it? So you just have to set the amount of reverb you want it to be on your track. It depends on how you want it. So I wanted too much reverb on it, that's why I'm having it. If you don't want too much and you want it to be somehow dry a little bit on it, then you have to back off your reverb a little bit. So, and there's the delay settings for me, 1/4, and I choose the ping pong delay, and I brought the feedback around 20, and I cut the high pass and the low pass a little bit, just to give it some telephonic. Yes, I mean, I didn't want it to be disturbing with my main vocals, and I brought the dry and the wet signal around 50. So with the delay and everything on it, this is how it sound.
Do cool down, do ask God questions.
You hear the delay now.
What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like all men sense. Wait, you
yeah. So these are the effects that I use to mix this vocals for. So together with the beat and everything, this is how it sound. But I will show you how I did master it. You know, after mixing and the sound, you can use your mastering to just destroy everything. So just stay tuned and let's look at how I did master it, and you can apply it to your own. If you know how to do everything on your own, yes, just do that. But if you don't know, to subscribe, and let's move on and learn everything together.
And it's a boy Kings, there is gonna be say yeah with it. Yeah, number one. Yeah. God, you might not be God. I mean, there's difference between you and Lord. But the things you want, you just can't afford. You the crazy, your life done the ball. You. Many jobs you do. Backwards in life, they move. And you don't know what to do. Cool down, don't ask God questions. What you do, I'm your blessings. They follow you like common sense. Wait, you will see you be the next big thing. Cool down, don't.
Okay, my machine is actually overheating. That's why it is just breaking up and everything. My CPU. So without wasting my time, I would like to show you how I mastered this song after exporting, mixing it and exporting it. You get it? So just stay with me. The part 2 of it will come. And this is your boy. Make sure you subscribe to support your boy. Like and also comment whatever you want us to learn together. Do that and I will just show you everything. So I'm out.